Hello guys, I said that I would have another video, well I didn't really say in the video, but I said that I would have a Ultimate Husbando tier list, opposite of the Ultimate Waifu tier list. If you want to check out the Ultimate Waifu tier list, I should have some form of link to it. I'll do something in editing. With that being said, I have to keep this video quick, because if I spent a minute on every single character, this video would be over an hour. Hopefully I have this done in 40 minutes. That's what I'm planning to do. So I'll have to be quick on most characters. I'd love to explain all these characters in depth. My first attempt at making this video was an hour and 25 minutes, so we won't be explaining much. A few notes. I'm making this a challenge, so Miasma, if you are watching, I am challenging you to make your Ultimate Husbando tier list. Note number 2, I am not gay. I do not like guys, but we're still doing this because the fun of it, you know? Why not? Third, shit, what was I going to say? Watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Subbed instead of dubbed. Always remember that. Never watch a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dubbed. That's just a good life advice. Fourth, okay, here's what I was going to say. I haven't watched much anime, so, you know, I'm probably not good with sub names. If I know the sub names, that's surprising. I may use dub names. I'm going to scatter around. Yeah. So we have our rankings: S plus S, A, B, C, dad, which kind of means I would like that character as a dad. They would probably be very respectful, and hell no. And honestly, I may just rank these characters based on how well I think the characters are, because, you know, I'm not personally attracted to any of them, you know, that much, because, you know what, I'm not really gay. If a character is annoying, I'll probably put him in hell no, and that kind of represents kind of my feelings. If I feel they're a good character, I probably would relationship-wise more go out with them. So it's kind of more character review than, you know, really, because who knows, you know, I could be like, oh yes, Joseph Joestar, hunk, attractive, good up a S-plot, but no, we're not doing that. Yeah, so we're going to keep this video quick. Some of these are going to be super short. If you don't like Yu-Gi-Oh, you can click off. I put all those characters at the end. We put most of the generic anime at the start. So yeah, we have JoJo's, a few Danganronpa from the first like 13 episode one. You can watch Shadow Side, have a few characters, Pokemon and Psychopaths, and then a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh yeah, Inspector. We have one character from that. Yeah, let's get right into it. Starting off with Joseph Joestar. He would be probably C tier. I'm not really into him too much. He's a little rambunctious, don't really care for that. Probably not the personality I would like as a character. I don't care for part 2 as much as I would say part 3 and part 5. I think part 5 is probably best anime wise. Part 3 is best JoJo wise. Yes, there's 2 different distinctions for me. And 4 sucks. I skipped 4. You can clearly understand by this list. Caesar. He's actually probably better. I liked Caesar more than Joseph. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say, because we need to keep this video quick. And there's a lot of characters. JOTARO, really like him. He's A, you know, he's very solid, you know, a bit too, you know, nonsensical caring, but he's very smart and calculated, so I respect him. He of course has to be a dad. Of course, he's a granddad. He seems pretty cool. I would like to take him on a journey. Probably not to beat people up. Maybe we could just go out to eat sometimes. Like, that's pretty cool. I'd like to do that. Honestly, my dad kind of sucks. So, like, honestly, any character can be here. But probably the most dad quality characters, I'm putting on the dad part. Polinari. Not my favorite. I think JOTARO can usually cover whatever Polinari really does in the show. I think JOTARO can just fight it better. Abdul kind of have the same feelings, not too much like same character wise, but like the same feeling wise. I think I'd put them at B. Kakayoin is definitely S plus. He's my favorite one. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say because we need to keep this quick. Like 5 minutes already. I guess that's really better. We may have this done in 30 minutes, which is surprising. Dio, I think a lot of people's favorite. He's pretty epic, you know, shows up in 1 and 3. He's a cool character. I'm going to put him A. Like him. Giorno, he's S, you know, he has a very respectable motive. Unlike JOTARO, which I think motive's like, okay, if you say shut the fuck up, mom, and then be like, okay, gotta save her. Nah, that was just a granddad. It's like, alright, you want to go out fishing? That's pretty much what the show was. But instead of fishing, they're just fighting a bunch of fucking, like, super powered bad guys. And he has, like, a respectable, like, oh yeah, I don't want drugs in kids' hands. It's kind of not cool, you know? It's really not good. I respect that. I like that. Buccellati, I think it probably the same as Giorno. If you rank Giorno this high, you probably rank Buccellati this high. Buccellati, you know, I would like him probably more than Giorno. He's very, you know, he has leadership skills, and that's something you can really like in a person. Very tactful, and I like that. You know, I kind of, you know, rank the JoJo characters kind of by their tactfulness with their skills. And then kind of at the end I get to the personality. Abjo, he's probably A tier. Yeah, he's going to be the highest A tier. Probably one of the better backstories out of them. Yeah, Abjo is... I probably butchered his name. I'm sorry, guys. He is probably the best backstory. Character-wise, he isn't my favorite, but I can definitely see a lot in him as one of the really good characters. Guido, he is one of my favorites. Mista, he knows part 4 sucks. I always say that. I know, if you're a part 4 fan, I'm sorry. I'm one of those people who shits on part 4, especially for the art style. And also, just think of me, I don't like the plot of JoJo, and I know part 4 has most of the beefy plot parts, whereas 3, you can literally just watch kind of just, it's more action, just not really caring that there's a plot. And part 5, funny is good, there is a plot kind of towards the end, so I don't really like it end. I like a lot of the, you know, start and, you know, middle of that show. Yeah, that's my feelings on JoJo, just overall. Narincha, sorry, I'm not a Narincha fan overall. His death wasn't that, you know, great. People are like, oh yeah, this death was really good. I'm sorry, it was very quick. Like, you have to have deaths kind of take longer for me if they have to take an impact. I know it's like based on power, it's just, it has to be in a snap, but it's kind of just bad. Like, you know, you have to say a final message. Yu-Gi-Oh's good. The dub, very good at cutting out final messages. Don't know why they do that, because they make the show worse in the dub, but you know, they do that. And that's what they feel like Narincha's death. It's kind of like a Yu-Gi-Oh death in the sub. Not the sub, the dub. Sub, they actually let deaths be deaths. Yeah, Narincha. Also, there's the other person who ruined it, who just kept on screaming Narincha because he's a fucking annoying JoJo fan. He's an annoying fan of anything. You know there's annoying fans of, like, literally anything, who will just throw stuff down your face, who, like, hop on hype trains. Yeah, I met one of those people, and he just kept on screaming Narincha, so yeah, Narincha kind of got ruined by that. And Fugo, is pretty demanding. He got cut out of the story, for, I'm pretty sure from what I heard, it's just his stand was, like, too powerful, so they just was like, yeah, he can't really fight anyone, he just beats their ass, so, yeah, cutting him out. Yeah, so he's going to be hell no. Honestly, his backstory is I'm kind of forgetting Buccelli's backstory, but Fugo's is, like, second favorite. Naruto's I really don't care for. Kaido's I don't care for. Fugo's is like second best, but they don't like extend on it like they did with Fabio's, so he's going to be a hell no. Danganronpa characters. Yeet. Oh, you are at the bottom of hell no. I do not like Danganronpa characters. I'm sorry. Your female cast was what led the show. That's honestly my opinion on that. Don't, get hissy with me, alright? I respect Danganronpa. Has very good, ideas, premises. I like how the art style is, how they kind of do stuff. Some of the animation's sickening. The executions, some of them are sickening. Some of them are really good. What is it? He's the second death? Whoever got dragged off of the chain, that was probably the favorite, animation wise, because I didn't get sick. The motion was honestly pretty smooth, but others it was just ugh. What is it? Celestia's? That was kind of ugly. I'll be honest. I did not like that one. It didn't make me nauseous. There's one that made me super freaking nauseous, and it's why would you animate like that? I like Danganronpa, but yeah, your characters are not that great. They don't stand out. But then again, I'm looking at a show that has 13 episodes, so you don't get that much time to stand out. So yeah, that's it for Danganronpa. On to the 3 Shadow Side characters. And Whisper, of course. I had to have a secret category, man. Best Yokai Butler, Whisper. Yeah, I have to have a meme character. Anakaboom was a meme character. She's actually just that great. I really like that character a whole fucking lot. And that's a character you can get me to speak for a whole video's length about. Yeah, I needed a meme character. I was going to first make it Kakyoin, but come on, it's best Yokai Butler, man. He's honestly pretty cool. His voice actor's really good. That's the one thing. When you expect what his voice will be, it's exactly what you think it was going to fucking sound like. And I was absolutely impressed by his voice actor. He's kind of a joke of a character, though. Toma, if you do not watch the movie, he is a very low C character, because he kind of is just silent, exists, and is super fucking powerful. But his development in the movie was really good. His parents he never really gets to see him. He's at the house alone. He's very depressed because his parents can barely show up for his birthday. He doesn't really have friends, and he ends up getting beat up in an alley. And then the dark spirits that are coming into the world, kind of the plot villains of the movie, go and corrupt Toma because they find him as a easy culprit, because he's getting beat up for his money, even though he's fucking a child, almost beaten to fucking murder, and then he gets powers, beats the living shit out of them. Which also, the fighting in this show absolutely sucks, but the movie's fighting was really good. The CGI at the end was but what is it? Freaking rip off Goku, and the one character, he's my fucking favorite. I can't remember his name. That sword fight was really good. Toma, just completely throwing fists, the connections, so good. I took along with that character. I just wanted to talk about him. He's going to be A, because of the movie. Then there's Akinori. You are better than Danganronpa characters, at least. Not as good as JOESTAR, which I kind of probably went pretty rough on. Yeah, he's weak. He's a joke character. So, that's pretty good for a joke character. I think a lot of joke characters often get down here. Ash, you are even worse than Danganronpa characters. Yeah, I'm one of those Ash haters. That's probably all I have to say. I hate Ash. I want other protagonists. Done story. Brock. Amazing. We love him. A frickin' drawing pan, man. That's fucking genius. But he's pretty basic. Pokemon characters aren't. Pokemon anime isn't that great, man. But Brock's a pretty good character. We all love Brock. Silent, we all fucking hate Brock. Oh, no, we hate Silent. More than Ash. I hate Silent. A Pokemon connoisseur shit. He was the first person to replace Brock, and we get this dude. Oh, he was annoying as shit. He literally contributes nothing. Like, Brock cooks food, Silent cooks food, but he's like, oh, I'm a Pokemon. Shut up, Clement. Why is he a dad? Well, you know, I actually like the character a good bit. You know, he is. I understand. You're like, why the fuck are you hating on Silent? But then you're like, yeah, Clement's cool. They are the exact, like, annoying characters. But I like Clement. He's like, with the power of science, I can do this. And, you know, it blows up in his face. But, you know, I appreciate the enthusiasm and the confidence he says every time. With the power of science, we can do it. I respect that. I'm kind of a science guy myself. I like that. Also, he's a very good brother to annoying-ass sister Bonnie in the show. He'd probably be a good dad, so he goes into dad category. We have Psycho-Pass characters. So yeah, Psycho-Pass, probably one of my favorite shows. So Kogami, he is going to be A tier, S tier definitely. He's pretty cool. That's all I have to say. He's cool as fuck. He's pretty epic. I don't want to explain Psycho-Pass characters too much. If you haven't watched Psycho-Pass, goddamn watch it. At least get your opinion on it, at least. Like, you can watch 3 episodes and you probably understand what the show's going to be about. So yeah, just watch 3 episodes. That's literally an hour of your time. Which this video may be a fucking hour. So yeah, like, shit, you could be watching that over me. That's a good ass animation. Me, it's just fucking recording my shit and trying to edit, which may be like 7 hours, but you know, I try for you guys. Then we have I can't say his name. He's going to be a dad. Why is he a dad? Because he actually is a very good, like, I think, you know, role model for a Kane. It's like, hey, like, you know, if you do this shit, your Psycho-Pass will go up, you'll become an enforcer. That's kind of what you don't want to have. You literally lose all your freedoms. Don't do that shit. And, you know, he works so hard to do that, and then he becomes an enforcer himself, and it's kind of sad. Ooh, spoiler. Yeah, hopefully you did click off if you decided to watch the show. He's a very good character. He literally looks for the best intentions, even if he's a little bit stern about it. But that's better than my dad, who literally is just like, fuck you, you're a disappointment. And I'm like, well, okay then. Alright. I know I made an ultimate husbando list, but like, I'm not that fucking bad of a son. Then we have Kaguri. I like his character. Is he A worth? I think he's above Dio. Kaguri is honestly really great. His death was actually executed very well. It's one of the surprise ones where you're like, oh shit, they just killed this man. Honestly, I love when, you know, they can do character deaths right. You know, sometimes you just never get it right, and it's like risking, because shit, you can't bring back the character to kill him again, unless you're kind of like the shitty show that revives people. I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Revives people, but usually they don't do shit after. Usually once they die, they kind of like, hey, I'm living again. Kind of died, you know, suffered a lot, but what the fuck, I'm back. Yeah, Kaguri, very good def. He's a pretty likable character. He's very chill. He seems very relaxed. Honestly, dateable material, he would probably be very high. And then, of course, I think best dad character is Makusha. I'm pretty sure that's his name. I probably butchered it. I am sorry. I know there's that one person who's like, you can't do Japanese names. Calm yourself, man. You clicked on this video for me, who does Yu-Gi-Oh content, not anime content. You should have clicked on one of my bros. You should have clicked on Miasma's ultimate husbando list if he makes that. I'm challenging you, so please do. I want to see it. Of course, he's very kind. He's very respecting. He's way more respecting than him. He's just super scared because he is like at a very good point in his life where Makusha is already an enforcer, already been through the things, and just is like with O'Kane is like, you know, shit will happen. I really want the best for you, you know. Here's how the ropes work, where he kind of does like nothing and is like, you'll get it. He's like, okay, so yeah, here's how this is probably going to work. Here's how you should do things, likely. But, you know, you'll be fine. That's confidence for, like, this little ass police enforcer who just comes up. Like, you know, usually when you look at a police officer and they're, like, 4'11", you're probably like, oh, God, she's going to get fucking killed. But he's very, like, you know, I believe in you. I respect that. He's very nice. Gave Kogami like keys to an apartment. Is like, all right, this is a safe place. Go, get out of here. Does a lot for people. Very nice old man. He took his death very well. Yeah, emotional. Cried at his death. Kagari's, I was more shocked. I cried at his death. And Makishima, I'm pretty sure is his name. He's the villain. Honestly, for a psychopath character, I almost said psychopath. For a psychopathic character, which honestly, it's hard criteria when you watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they have some pretty good psychopath characters. Protagonists, they kind of suck at. Psychopath characters, they're kind of good with. He's going to be S tier. Probably the bottom of S+, but yeah, I really like his character. I do like when a show can kind of be like, hey, the villain could be correct. And don't get this wrong, not like the show is like, oh yeah, the villain is definitely correct. You can honestly believe in his thoughts or not. I personally don't believe too much in his thoughts. He thinks the government is bad. And I think a lot of people can be like, yeah, this government is honestly pretty bad. Honestly, I think the government in the show is pretty good. If you want me to talk about the show, I can make it like a 10-minute video. It can be Discord exclusive if you want. I could make it public if anime interest is actually in my channel. I could maybe try to get my Asma to upload it for me. I don't think he has a Psycho-Pass review, so, you know, I can make that for him. Yeah, I do like the show. You can kind of actually decide who's good and who's not. And yeah, like that show. And he is a very good psychopathic character. Very well written. Last before we get into Yu-Gi-Oh, we have Kuro-san. Or Kuro S something. I can't do the last name on him. He's very basic. You can be high C. Yeah, that seems fair. He's very basic. It's an 11 episode show. So probably it does like, hey, watch the manga. Just watch it. And I'm like, well, shit, I'm locked down. I can't buy it. Because I always buy my manga. Yeah, I'm one of those people. I do actually have like half a bookshelf in manga. A lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, actually. Yu-Gi-Oh manga is weird. They changed the plots. And the original Yu-Gi-Oh is just fucked up. It isn't card games. That's it for every other anime besides Yu-Gi-Oh. If you guys don't know, I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh channel. I'm my first anime was Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. So yeah, at this point, the video is 26 minutes. So if you made it this far in the video, you gave me 26 minutes of watch time. Go click off if you don't like Yu-Gi-Oh! If you don't want to hear my Yu-Gi-Oh! Opinions, though, stay for a little bit longer. So we'll start off with the original show, which I do not watch too much. I just, you know, kind of saw like a good chunk at the beginning and then scattered episodes for there. And of course, Dark Side Dimensions. You can get at least Yami and Seto in that. Yami Yugi. I'm going to piss someone off who's a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Honestly, he is really not as smart as you think. He's very selfish in his ways. He's a pretty selfish person. I know he's a Yami, and the two other Yamis are kind of fucking psychopaths. So he's the non-psychopathic one, but you know, he kind of just has more of his visions of his own. He doesn't really think about the person he does embody, you know, and it's like, shit, if I lose, I'm losing with someone else, man. He doesn't really think about that, and he does have to grow in that way, but I think that's something you should easily get. But then again, it's the first show, so it's a kind of simple plot point. You have to get more crazy with your plot points when the show's got on and your standards go up. So for original, you know, fine, whatever. You're C. I don't hate you. Yami Merrick. I like Bakura more. That's literally my thing. He's probably like the first psychopath. I don't know who was first, Bakura. Well, Yami Bakura, because Bakura was technically just sitting there in the first episode being a normal ass dude. But Yami Merrick or Yami Bakura, I don't know who came first, actually. So he may be the first psychopath character, which Yu-Gi-Oh! Has progressed since then. We definitely have more psychopathic characters. And they kind of don't give a reason, which honestly, with certain psychopaths, you can kind of give like, oh yeah, they don't need that much of a reason. He's just a bit weird. Yami Bakura, I like him. I like the dude. Honestly, I'm going to put you at the bottom, but Caesar's going to go up. I play him in Duel Links. That's probably like the stupidest answer I could have ever said. I don't play any like other characters besides Cal and Klessler. Those are the two characters I always be maining in Duel Links. Bakura's more my favorite. I kind of just like his art design, which I guess this is the sex appeal. We're kind of supposed to be like, damn, this guy is hot, put him up. And yeah, if I had to date Merrick or Bakura, it's going to be Bakura. There you go. Something you really didn't need to know in life. And Seto, he's the first rival. You can't really do a Yu-Gi-Oh! Rival wrong in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's one of the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! Seto, he's the first one. He's kind of just based off the person who's just a fucking douche, who's like, fuck you. I play more. He's the annoying fan. Seto Kaiba is literally just an annoying fan, which that's fine for the first show, but when you look at more shows, you're like, damn, these rivals are good. Like, they have their own reasons to do things. Like Seto, it's like, okay, he wanted 3 blue eyes. What is he doing now? He just wants to be this one 10-year-old he met at the card shop in card games. Again, a lot of people are nostalgic, but when you look at it that way, it's like, yeah, there's been better rivals. There definitely has been. And honestly, Zexal has best ones, but you know, that's you know, my opinion. I am biased towards Zexal, which we're going to start off with. And all the way up to him are Zexal characters. All the way up to him are Arc V characters, and the last 5 are Vrains. So yeah, Yuma Tsukumo. Eat. Okay. I'm going to put him here. Again, I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh's do protagonists super great. I almost never like the decks they play, and I'm like, oh, why are you playing this crap? Like, the only one who has like a semblance of a good deck, I would say, is probably Yusei, because it just makes Stardust Dragon. Like, yeah, that's a simple thing. He tries to make Utopia, and it's like, bro, you play 3 Kage to Kage. That's like your best freaking card. That card is shit. Like, the instant rank 4 toolbox, it's great now, and Yuma doesn't play any of that, and all he does is make Utopia. Yuma he gets very well developed in his show. Again, if you watch dub, I think that's a very important thing. Do not watch dub. They ruin characters. I will explain that in one character, and you'll just understand why immediately. But yeah, he is very good of a character, but he is probably annoying to be around. I wouldn't actually want to date him. Realistically, this is how I put him dating wise. Next is Reginald Shark. So Reginald Shark, definitely S. Ooh, I can't. Yeah. So Reginald Shark, yeah, he's a great character. So he is one of the 7 Baryon Emperors. I put all 6 of them. One of them's female, so they were not on the waifu list because I completely forgot about them. My bad. But so it's Shark or Nash. At the start of the show, he's Shark. He's just a basic bully character. He has a lot of plot points with a bunch of other characters. So he ends up having rivalries. People kind of don't like him, but he becomes friends, good allies with people. And then he realizes, oh shit, I'm a Baryon Emperor. I'm kind of like the evil of this world. I was reborn as a human, compared to the rest of them who they're just Baryon Emperors from the start. Oh yeah, Rio's not, but that's not a male character, so we're not talking about Rio. Rio is this dude's sister, both in, you know, the real world and kind of like in Baryon. They're attached in their story plots. Just to explain Baryons a little bit, pretty much they're people who have died. They're kind of like in the hell. Astral world is heaven, Baryon world is hell. 7 Baryon Emperors are like warriors that Dawn Thousand obtained by corrupting their stories within the real world. They could have been great people, but they were given horrible past. So Shark, you know, he probably has his backstory is okay. It's attached to Rio, so you kind of do have to look at that. There's way better ones in my opinion, but yeah, Shark's really good. Just he gets a lot of screen time too. Here's going to be how I explain dub to sub and how it's that bad. Yeah. Kaito is so freaking good. He is a badass. He wins most of his duels. He only like lost in the World's Duel Carnival at the semifinals, which there's so many people in that like tournament. It's crazy how you make it that far. He beat one of the brothers. He went all the way to the semifinals and lost to the main villain of the arc. And then he dies at the end of the show while fighting one of the Baryon Emperors, Misael, on the moon. Why are they on the moon? Because to unlock a magical dragon. Yes, that's actually something the show does. Sounds a little bit weird, but you know, it gets your emotions. I did cry, not at the dub though, because they fucked it up. So what did they do? So during the duel, Kaido got knocked all the way to 100 life points. He gained some more life points, got knocked down to like a very low number, but he won the duel. So in the dub, what happens is he says he gets tired and he rests down on the moon, and he's just kind of chilling there, and he's everyone's like, "Are you all right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about me." And he's like, "Yo, can you kind of like get the pair?" It sounds like he's trying to just get like a fucking Grubhub order. That's the best way of explaining it.
Relax. It's just a couple of nicks. Relax. It's just a couple of nicks.
Guess what the sub is? So, Orbital 7, who's the other character, it's a robot character who was designed to keep him and his brother alive, and, you know, help fight with the number hunting and, you know, that. So he turned into a spacesuit. So Orbital took critical damage and he was having to shut down. He generally lost all of his power, and, you know, so he's shutting down, and Kaido, you know, starting to, you know, out of breath, you know, goes down to the floor. His eyes are like fatally open, and he's like, "Are you all right?" He's like, "Don't worry about me." He tells his dad he doesn't have any regrets. Then he closes his eyes. Then you see, like, inside the suit, there's an error message, and it fogs up. So pretty much, he wins a duel, yet he suffocates to death. He really great character. He has a great death scene, very emotional. This is why you don't watch dub, because he just says it's a few nick.
Relax. It's just a couple of nicks.
Trey, probably. Yeah, ooh, you're before Brock. Yeah, so Trey is a character. He's one of the brothers. Honestly, he's the most kind-hearted brother. He's like, "Hey, I want to be friends with you, Yuma." And then the brother's like, "Hey, we need to collect these numbers. Beat the fuck out of him." And then he's like, "Okay, I'm going to become a kidnapper now. Time to kidnap Astral." You know, it has a pretty good death. Sub cuts out final message, so. Quattro, I like him more. I like him more than Kaido. Ooh, I'm a big old Quattro fan. I am one of his greatest fans. Yeah, I am absolute Quattro fanboy. So he has a very good death when all the Buried Emperors kind of go to take on the world. A bunch of allies show up, but of course the Barian leader, Nash himself, or Shark, and he needs to be distracted by somebody, so Quattro kind of hops out the van that the kind of big cast is like sitting in. They're like, "Alright, I'll take him on." So they're one of the characters with like a huge kind of connection to each other. And the duel is absolutely epic. I love every bit. And, you know, Quattro dies at the very end. He also has a twisted deck. He is one of the psychopath characters. Is he that amazing as a psychopath character? I do respect him more as a character than just being, yeah, he's the absolute coolest psychopath character, because there's way better psychopath characters that exist. And Quinton, probably, yeah, you're before. Is Dio better? Nah, Dio isn't better. Quinton, probably my least favorite brother. His deck really isn't too, like, engaging. He has one really cool duel as a start. He then fights with Trey. Of course, I'm probably more focused on Trey. Trey's just kind of cooler than him. Quinton's a bit attached, but Quinton is a very calm and collective brother. But personality-wise, the two other brothers are better. On to the Barian Emperors, we have 5 of them. So Alito, he is probably one of my favorite of the Barian Emperors. You're going, you're there. So Alito, so they all have backstories. So his is pretty much, he was a warrior, he was a gladiator, so he'd show up in the ring. All the kids were like, "Oh my god, he's amazing." So he's kind of a role model, a respected human. But Don Fausen, you know, just changes the mind of the emperor, puts a murder, like, says he was convicted of murder, and he gets executed. All his people think he's a traitor, and he gets beheaded. They don't show the beheading, they just kind of show the axe going down. Again, it's teen, they can't really show all the violence. They can swear. They can swear in the sub, and that's pretty nice, gotta be honest. Because otherwise you're just listening to them, like, throw one-liners at each other. No, you suck. And while, like, in the sub is like, you fucking bastard. Which, honestly, fits way better when, you know, the person murdered somebody you like. Leto, probably one of my more favorite backstories. Cooler character, has cool connections to Yuma. Kind of the most likable Barian overall, besides, like, probably, like, Shark. Then there's Mazar. I don't like him too much. He kinda... Caesar, you I don't know if I'm giving Caesar a little bit more praise than I should, but Mazar, he just, like, sees his past, and he's like, yeah, I don't believe it. I don't know, like, if you see the humans that killed your parents and your truth of the story, and then you're like, no, I don't trust you because I don't trust humans because of... Wait, what? So you believe it enough that you don't trust humans that you don't trust that. Honestly, doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, so I don't care for that as much. That's why he's lower ranked. Garog, probably he has the worst backstory. It's pretty much copy and paste one. Dumont also has that, but Dumont's probably a bit more respectable as a person. So Garog, you're going to be there, and Dumont, you're going to be there. Yeah. And then last, Barian Emperor, the psychopath Barian Emperor, if the rest of them aren't kind of, like, fucked up. So his backstory is the fucking shit. So pretty much what he thinks he's done, he's considers himself the cruel prince. He believed that he killed his mother and father first before murdering his entire village. Yeah. And then what really happened to him when he sees the falsities that Don Thousand put into his mind, what happened is he was a very cool, respectable person. And he signed a peace treaty with the army, and his dad didn't like that. He likes going to war and shit. So he grabs out Vector's hilt and tries to slash at him, but his mother's there. Mother jumps in the way, facing towards Vector, and she gets slashed straight down the back. So his mother then dies, and then since his dad had heart problems, and that's kind of why he was a little bit weak, he didn't have, like, hilt of himself, and why the Emperor's ruling, he died of a heart attack there. So both his parents died, and then Don Thousand put in his mind that he's the cruel prince, that he killed those two. Well, of course, he got to mourn the losses of, like, everyone died fucking in front of me. Why? And then he kills all his people because of the power of Don Thousand. Whew. I'm going to make this video way too long. He's a very, very cool character. Are you better than Nash, though? Yeah, you are very good. Again, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has good stories. Sometimes Arcvy's not an example of that. Just, it gets deflated by dueling sometimes. Sometimes I feel duels can be really good, but often they're not, and they kind of drag. Yuya's fucking awful. He is a duel you're better than Fugo. So pretty much for him, he is a duel-tainer, which means he wants to entertain people he's duel, but he's in such serious situations, but then he's sometimes like, oh, yeah, let's try and entertain people. It's like, no, this person murdered a few people, not time to entertain people. Time to just whoop some ass, dude. Calm your shit. So yeah, I don't like him because of that. He just really isn't that impressive of a character. I don't feel any emotions for him. Yuto, everyone's favorite, but then he got killed right at the start of the show. Because of that, he could definitely be higher if he was actually written correctly. But otherwise, for the episodes you did actually live, you get to be there. Yugo, you are... Are you worse than Ash, though? Danganronpa characters are better than you, which means you are actually someone who really annoys me. So Yugo is honestly pretty blatantly dumb. For some reason, the U-boys look at each other and like, yeah, they look the same. Like, bro, like, you have a bunch of different colored hair, man. You're really mistaken the dude with red and green hair for a dude with blue and black hair. And they wear completely different, like, color outfits. You know, it doesn't make sense. So Yuri goes and kidnaps Rin, so the Yu sisters, and Yugo kills Yuto because he looks like Yuri. Yeah, bro, they don't look the same. They don't look the same at all. And then he's just annoying because he's literally just sexually assaults the rest of the girls because he's like, you look like Rin, I need a hug. It's like, dude, stop hoeing out. Yugo is biggest simp. I wish I had a category called simp. He would be there. Probably the only one. I don't usually put simps on the list. Sawatari's probably a simp, but like, I don't know. You don't see it. Yugo, pretty bad. But Yuri, though, ooh, he's not well written. He isn't super well written, but he is a character that you're like, damn. So, if you want to write a rational psychopath character, literally take notes from this character. So this character pretty much was like, okay, you have to card people. That's what the boss said. And Yuri does it and is like, you know what? I like killing people. This is fun. I have fun with it. I want to kill my boss. I want to kill everyone. Even the people I'm like associating with. I want to kill them. I just want to be alone in this world. I love this killing thing. I want to kill that every single person gets to be someone I killed. It's great. I like to see the misery. That's like so good for like a just blatant psychopath. It kind of makes sense because pretty much the villain of the show is pretty much split into the four main U-boys. So that's like, Yu is like the good side, Yuto's kind of like the serious side. Yugo is the horny side, and yeah, just all the villain just went into that character. And honestly, it kind of makes sense, but the show sucked. Then we have DECLAN, literally better SETO KAIBA. You cannot talk to me. Honestly, his show sucks. That's probably the reason. If he had a good show, he could really shine. His dueling is very interesting. He ends up being very powerful, very menacing. He's very smart and calculated. Like, he's like, yeah, there's probably an infiltrator, a spy within the Lancers. And he's right. He was absolutely right about that. He just didn't know who was. But they cut that from the dub. That was a stupid thing. They just wanted to make him look dumber for some reason. Why would they do that? Who knows? Then we have SHUN. Probably gets one of the best duels in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where pretty much he gets to like see his backstory. So of course, what happens in the show, XYZ dimension gets taken over by the fusion dimension, and the fusion dimension's doing all this because their leader wants to combine all dimensions into one dimension, because that's how the dimensions you originally were before the villain split them into the 4 dimensions. Yeah. That's the convoluted story which everyone hates. So SHUN and Yuto are survivors from the tragedies. It's honestly somewhat Nazi comparable, and SHUN is kind of like a Jew that survived, a very strong duelist, and then he kind of just meets a Nazi in the dueling thing, and he's like, I don't believe you, and he's just, the Nazi just like kind of acted like, you know, it's fine, I'm a dual tainer too, and then it becomes, oh yeah, I want to fucking kill you, I want to murder your guts. Really good duel. Absolutely go watch it. It's just the 2 episodes. The action's really good for it. And you know, his place gets destroyed, kind of like how it got destroyed in the real dimension, and he's like just going through those moments, and it's kind of fucked up when you think about it. Like, it makes the show look like it has really good elements, but then they fuck up writing the rest of the show. Like, if that was like that's it, it'd be pretty good. SHUN is SHUN, I'll put you there. I'll put you right between those two, you know, that I think that's a good spot. Dennis Macfield, so he is a spy I'm talking about. He is actually a very good spy. He commits suicide at the end after he gets defeated by Kaido, who was put in Arc 5, and they kind of fucking ruined Kaido. I'm sorry. This is kind of how it is. Honestly, very convincing. And, you know, I like the insanity he does put on. Probably not as good as that duel, but I do like the character a good bit. Most people wouldn't even put them on a Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc B list because they would forget about the character, but I think they're a pretty cool character. But you're not as good as JOTARO. It's because you don't really get that. You're not put in as a main character, put in as a side, and you're actually a really good side that I can remember pretty well. SAWATARI is sucks ass, but you know, I actually like how much he sucks ass. He gets to be low B. Most people would put him at a very low rank. I actually like this character a lot. And Yusho, absolutely he's going in as a dad. Come on, man. Put the dads in. I put 3 actual dads and 2 characters who I think would be a good dad. That's pretty much how it is. So Yusho's the dad of Yuya, this annoying ass bitch. So like, he is the originator of the dualtainment. He has to like go out and try and help against the dimensions because he actually understands that, while Yuya's kind of gets ditched, gets bullied, and it's like, damn, it's kind of sad. So Yusho has one of the kind of craziest deaths. Most people don't rate the duel very well, but Yuri versus Yusho was really good because it showed how good Yuri was as a psychopath. Because how he ended up killing him, he did an incremental damage thing where he did 100 damage, then 200 damage, then 400, and incremented so it took all of his life points, and it sent Yusho flying, and then he died right in front of his son, and yeah, that was really good. But then the show sucks. It has good elements, but it fucks up overall. And last we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains. Yusaku, ooh, don't like him. But you're probably the best, hell no. I understand why you don't talk at all. You are a fucked up character. Like, you were kidnapped for 6 months, you barely talk to your parents, you literally live in a food truck with this other random dude. Just trying to, you know, avenge someone else. Yeah, he just, and then he gets like someone who he can honestly really call a friend, and that person dies. And, you know, I understand, but as a person I would actually want to date, it is actually a pretty big put off. AI, love his design. Again, his 5 other counterparts, there's 6 AIs, they're based off the attributes. So he's the last one, he's the dark AI. Huh, he became dark at the end of the show. Ha ha ha. Probably wasn't planned, but you know, AI, very good villain. But you get to be the highest B tier. Yeah, that feeling is fair. SOULBURNER, it shows that paying for like a very expensive voice actor doesn't mean too much, because SPECTER was absolutely the best voice actor in my opinion, and this is the guy who played Eren from Attack on Titan, which I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains actually spent most of their voice acting budget on. Yeah, don't have to spend too much on voice actors, just make sure they're okay, because he is really good. He is exactly what you need, but nothing special. SOULBURNER, kind of like his development. You're better than Yuto because you actually got to be developed. Your reaction is a little bit crazy. Again, they hired expensive voice actors, so they're probably like, you give us this crazy reactions. So yeah. Another rival. They can't do rivals wrong, and he's a very good rival. So he's the voice that kept the kidnapped children, and also he helped in the kidnapping of these people, of these kids, the 6 kids that made the AIs. And he's like, yeah, I'm the voice. I have to beat you in a duel, Yusaku, at the very start. And then he's like, damn, yeah, my dad made me do some fucked up things. I kind of want to, like, let everyone get redemption. I have wronged. I want to go to jail after we resolve all the issues that are happening in the show, and be able to kill the AIs. He has his goal, he gets his goal finished, and he's ready to take responsibility for what he's done. And he lets SOULBURNER get a win on him. You know, I think it's very good. See that? Very good rival. And SPECTER, ooh, you didn't get enough duels. They kind of fucked up this character a bit. They let him get absolutely mollywopped in season 3 for no reason, and they didn't show it on screen. It's very disappointing. But he is another kind of like psychopath character. He just knows how to fuck you up inside. Yuri, he kind of knows very psychopathic things. He's read like how to be a psychopath for dummies, while SPECTER's like, he has the advanced guide of just how to get into people's mind and make them go insane while dueling you, and how to really get in their head so you can actually win. Again, he doesn't really get too many wins, but oh god, every performance he has is absolutely beautiful. The one thing is, he was raised by a tree. Yeah, we don't like that. If they did something realistic, he would be probably way better. But bro, you were raised by a tree. Bro, why are you... Tree Balance is shaking. Protect the child. No, come on. This isn't fucking Treebeard from Lord of the Rings. It's the one thing that really puts him down as a character. Otherwise, he'd probably be one of my favorite characters in all of anime, getting like high S+. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video for a whole hour. We'll cut it off at here. So yeah, this is my tier list. Again, Mayaspa, I am challenging you. I challenge you to a ultimate husbando tier list, not a duel. Cause I'm not a gay ass duelist. But I am gay for making this list. Alright, see you guys. Goodbye.